I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
And this is another episode of Tabletop Tasting, Sip, and Play. Les, what did we play?
Today we played a 2004 Spiel des Jahres winner, Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride is a huge global phenomena. There are so many iterations of the game. Even the base copy still sells very, very well today. And it's this fantastic game of essentially on your turn you can choose to collect 2 train cards, or you can choose to play a route. And the routes that you play, you base on matching up your colors to line them up on the board here. And then the bigger that run is, the more points that you score. It's a simple back and forth, but then there's also that balance of I have to choose what tickets I want, which is what cities I want to try to reach, to score points for those. But the downside is if I get too overzealous and I claim too many tickets, the routes you don't complete, you lose points on. So it's this fantastic balance of taking what you think you can accomplish and then trying to accomplish it without having to worry about other people blocking your route and making connections impossible. But Ticket to Ride is a modern day classic. It's a phenomenal game. Steve, what do you think of Ticket to Ride?
All right, so this is my game. I brought it from home. We love it. My family loves it. I really enjoy playing it. One of the things I love about it is it doesn't take a whole lot of thought. It's basically, here's your cards, try and make your routes.
Is that how you beat me on this? You don't have to think, and I'm putting too much thought into it? Is that why I'm losing?
Or maybe you just didn't think?
Well, you said you don't have to, so I would think not thinking.
It was a thrashing.
Well, okay. I mean, is 50 points a thrash?
Yeah, 50 points is a thrashing.
Maybe.
That's half the game, Lord.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is one of my favorites. We bring it out quite often. And again, it's a fun game, but I do love the elements of and it can really mess up your game. Someone takes one of your routes, and it can be a simple little single train route, and that'll just totally destroy all of your what you were planning to do. So it's a great game. I love this game.
With your copy here, you've got a upgrade for it as well, where each of the trains are tailored to match a particular style. So they're all very different, but they look fantastic. Excellent, and it just kind of adds that extra little layer to a game that you play regularly. So it's nice to have that bit of an upgrade for
it. It is, and it just made it almost like a new game again, which is quite fun. Yeah.
Awesome. So Steve, Ticket to Ride is a fantastic game. What have you brought to pair with our playthrough of this?
All right, so to pair with this, it had to be something that is readily available.
Yeah.
And it had to be something good, right?
Absolutely.
So what we've paired today with Ticket to Ride is the High West. In particular, this is their bourbon. They have a rye. They have a number of other expressions as well. We enjoyed the bourbon. Shall we go back to the bottle crack?
Let's watch that now.
All the way from Park City, Utah. Let's hear it.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was nice.
Like
beefy, meaty. Ooh, that smells nice. Do you want some?
I would love some.
Are you sure?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is their bourbon. All of theirs are blends, which I'll get into a little bit later.
Love the nose on it. Obviously, you can tell it's a bourbon. You got that sweet corn coming off of it.
Yeah, it's got all of the right notes. Nice and sweet. Got a little bit of that spice to it too.
Should we go in?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Mostly sweet to get that caramel to it. I can't really pick out anything too much beyond that kind of sweet corn bourbon type flavor, but that sweet corn bourbon type flavor it's doing really, really well.
Yeah, that's nice. And like the price point on this one too, you can make a nice old fashioned with that and not feel worried about having used high premium. Yeah, let's talk High West bourbon. So it's a blend of history, innovation, and just, really good whiskey. And I've heard lots of really good things about it, and it has lived up to that hype, in my opinion. So it all started in 2006. Husband and wife, David and Jane Perkins, they wanted to create their own whiskey company. And so they didn't want to just start making whiskey and have it like everybody else. They wanted to really kind of honor tradition, but take it and like innovate and just make something different, right? You have to stand out, so why not? And so it's kind of interesting. The place that they decided or landed on is actually in Park City, Utah. Not the first place I would think of for bourbon or whiskey. However, when you start looking at Park City, Utah, and in particular the distillery that they set up there, it fits perfectly with that. And it really fits well with the game as well, because Park City, Utah has a lot of history and like frontier history. So in fact, if you go to their distillery, and they also have a saloon, and like when you walk in the doors, I haven't been there, but watching all the videos, you're walking back in time, which is really, really cool. It looks like you're back in the 1800s walking into a
Question, Steve, when are we going? Because
I know, right? We need to go, and that's so cool. So a lot of history there and a lot of tradition as well. What makes it unique? Okay, so they're not just distillers, which is kind of funny to say that. So they are distilling their own juice,
okay,
but they also source. So in particular, like this bottle is half of their juice and half from MGP. So they've taken a different route. So a lot of times they'll either just, a company will either just get the distillate, so someone else will make it for them and they'll use that. Maybe they'll finish it or do something with it, or they will just distill it.
So these guys are doing half and half.
They're doing kind of half and half, which is really kind of interesting. It's kind of unique, where they're just marrying those two things together. But what it's allowed them to do is to take the flavors that you can get from outside. So they're using MGP, which is really good juice, and they're mixing it with their own, which really has allowed them to be innovative and just make something different and make something unique and really award-winning as well.
Well, it's funny because you call it something unique, something different. It is very bourbon.
It is, yeah.
But to me, it tastes like the most bourbon-y that you could be, because it is a really, really nice bourbon.
Yeah, and like right off the top, we had those we're like, okay, it's bourbon, but there's a little bit of that spiciness to it as well. And actually, it's funny because if you look at what this bottle is, the mash bill, the MGP side of it is 75% corn, 21% rye. So that's where you get that little spice from 4% malted barley. And then theirs is 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% barley. So that's where you get that corn like right off the top, those caramels, that little bit of a buttery flavor to it, but that 21% rye in the other mix, it's just, you get that spiciness to it too. So it really is a marriage of some really, really good stuff. Now, they don't own it anymore. It's been sold. However, High West has continued to produce at the same level of innovation and all that. So it's everything that they are putting out has been really, really good. And I've heard awesome things about it.
Excellent. So who would you say that this High West bourbon is made for? Who's going to enjoy this the most?
So I think they wanted to make something that was entry level, and then something for the enthusiast as well. So they have like the $50 bottle all the way up to hundreds of dollars for a bottle. So it's for everybody. There's something for everyone,
which is
cool.
Why it pairs so well with Ticket to Ride as well. Because Ticket to Ride is a fantastic introductory game for people. And what's amazing about it is it really scales nicely. Is if this is someone's first game, they're really going to enjoy it. Yeah. If this is your go-to game and you play it on a regular basis, you're still going to love and enjoy it. These two things go really, really well together.
They do. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So Steve,
Les,
I think we've learned a very valuable lesson today.
I think we have.
And that is, if you're going to play the 2 to 5 player game, Ticket to Ride, you want to pair it with
some High West bourbon. Let's do it.
My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tastings.
That it is.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
So that's $50. A Gold Bar was how much?
Yeah, a Gold Bar is more. Yeah.
Why would anyone ever drink Gold Bar?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.